Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream. Fight CPS and stop taking our children. I'm your host, Bob Pace. And it's a pleasure to meet all you new folks and all you returning folks because I'm a loving husband and father. I'm not a lawyer, but I've been through a nightmare with CPS. I've been fighting them for 15 years. And they wrongfully took my children. They trafficked my children into foster care, stole them, alienated them. I had to sell my forever home that I had worked 45 years to get to hire an attorney because the only way you're going to get your kids back is with the attorney. Don't care how good you are, it's going to be virtually impossible. It's an uphill battle. CPS, the rogue ones out there, are corrupt. Not all CPS is bad. But what I call the child protection system is CPS. It has different names in every county and every state. I don't know why they do that. Maybe to confuse people. I don't know. They certainly are not who they're supposed to be. They're supposed to provide service and help to family in need. Not penalize a family or torment a family or pull a family apart. They hang out at hospitals, stealing children, newborns. And they use the police like they work for them. But people don't seem to understand the police are supposed to protect and serve. They're supposed to protect the social workers when they go on their visits. They're not supposed to enforce CPS laws or intimidate people. They're certainly not supposed to round up children. I mean, I don't know. Today they were rounding up some children today that came. They're illegal. It's not their fault. Their parents brought them into the country. They're not legal. And what do you do with them? What do you do with them? Now, I try to do my live streams different every time I sign on. This morning we had very few people. I have my regulars, and hopefully tonight we'll have more people here. Now I'm on in the evenings at 7 p.m. every night of the week. In the mornings, I'm on Monday through Friday from 10 p.m. and then on the weekends at 8 a.m. Excuse me, in the mornings, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and then the weekends at 8 a.m. They're 1-hour live streams. Now, I'm on the Pacific Standard Time. The West Coast of California is where I'm broadcasting. I broadcast on YouTube using the StreamYard application. And I was hoping that many of you would participate in several ways to communicate with me on this live stream, because this live stream is for you. I'm supposed to help and educate you guys. A lot of you are struggling because you're low income. There's nothing wrong with being low income. It is hard to get an attorney being low income. There's no question about that. If I knew now what I knew 15 years ago, I would never have lost my children. Also, I would invest in something called legal insurance so that I'd have a disaster come along, money to get a qualified attorney. That's something a lot of people don't think about. They think about insurance for their cars, for themselves, for medical, even their home, but they don't think about legal insurance or pet insurance. That's another insurance. You get insurance, it does help you, because there's always that one bad time you have where it costs you thousands of dollars and you wish you had insurance. You wish you had insurance. Now, to text a message to me, because I love to hear from you, please give me a comment about CPS or a question about CPS. But it should all pertain to CPS. That's what we're here for. We're here to fight CPS and stop taking our children. Now, they're only supposed to take children if they're in danger. But it seems like the typical MO of a social worker is they hear a report, either from a mandated reporter, which are the professionals that work with children, they're required by law to report them, like school teachers and doctors and nurses and policemen and firemen, etc., and do an investigation. Now, there was 4.2 million uh, professional people that called in about neglect and abuse, and of that 200,000, excuse me, the 4,200,000 people, they found that 2 million of those reports were fraudulent. I mean, they weren't true. And this is coming from professional people. Either they overreacted or they didn't understand or what, I don't know. I don't know all the statistics, but it's a shame that 50% of the time professionals get it right. The other 50% of the time they get it wrong. Now, the other kind of reporter is the reporter that reported on me and my wife. They're family members, my in-laws, my wife's mother and father, her 3 sisters and her brother would call in once a week and say, hey, you guys aren't clothing your children. You're not giving your children baths. They're not going to school. You don't have money to pay the electric or the gas. You don't feed them. And I would meet the social worker, and they'd go through my home, or just, I would show it to them. I had nothing to hide. And every time they found it wasn't true. But after 5 years, they got really antsy and upset, I guess, constantly going out. And my in-laws, still did not know that they were the ones reporting. And all they were doing was trying to alienate the children from the parents so they can grab the children. They never liked the idea of me marrying their daughter, and they never came to our wedding. And it's a shame. It really is a shame. But my life was ruined by these constant reports. I unfortunately lost my job in 2010 at age 60. And I had 3 children still living at home. And they were 4, 8, and 14. They were young. And they were going to school. They were not in danger. They were in school. One was at a private high school. The other one was at a junior high. And the other one was elementary. And I love my family dearly. I had provided a nice home for them. A 5-bedroom home with walk-in showers, walk-in closets, double doors to masters. Each child had their own bedroom and bathroom. There was the indoor jacuzzi, a toilet closet, spiral case, a formal dining room, a living room, a study, library, spare bedroom, bathroom down there. Then there was the family room, and then a kitchen, dinette area. And then, of course, the Senate Council with the kitchen and all the appliances and the food. We had been living very comfortably on my salary, but when I lost my job through no fault of my own, I had to pull on my bootstrap and tell them people no more Disneyland passes, no more going on trips or anything, because I had to cut back. I had to go to a Spartan lifestyle. Because it was taking about $10,000 a month to live. $5,000 of it was for my house payments. And it was an expensive house. It'd gone up in value, so it was well worth investment. Well worth the investment. But anyway, Christina Reynosa, welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada. And I certainly did enjoy your emails. I sent you a response on one of them. And I agree that CPS is corrupt. Not all CPS is, but there's enough of them. I call them rogue CPSs. The child protection system is corrupt. They don't care. They don't care. It's all about money. It's $1 trillion business. Now, as you write me your messages, your text messages, please state your first name, your city or country, the state, city or county, the state, and country. Yes, I have over 23 countries, including the U.S., that have called or texted in. These 22 countries are from Indonesia to Bangladesh to India to the Middle East to Saudi Arabia to Libya, then over to Africa to Liberia to Sudan to Republic of Congo to Rwanda to Mozambique, and then South Africa, then up to Europe to England, Scotland, Wales, Denmark, and Sweden, then across the pond to North America from Canada, the U.S., including Washington, D.C. And every state has called in. Then there's Mexico, south of the border, and then down in South America, north of Brazil, Grenada. Then over the South Pacific to New Zealand and the land down under Australia. So that's a cross-reference of over 1,857 people that have talked on my live stream. That have asked questions. That have actually called in. I've had several phone calls from South Africa, from Leica, who called me. And it was very expensive. I know that she had to pay a fortune. And I've had calls from Mexico and Canada because they're free calls, because they're local. They use area codes like we do. I've had a call from England. And I've had many messages from you all, from indigenous people, the Maoris in New Zealand, the Aborigines in Australia, the First Nation people of Canada, or the Native American Indians of the United States. Family is the most important part of life. It's my spice of life. Without a family, you're lost. I always dreamed of having a family, and I'm very blessed to have 6 children, and 3 of them are grown up and didn't have to experience what we experienced with our young children. How we were brutally attacked by CPS. I know that they were corrupt. They were corrupt enough to making $20,000 off each child every month. That's $60,000. On top of that, if it's a special needs child, they get additional $15,000 for special need per month. And then the United States pay an incentive premium of $35,000 per child for every CPS that gets a child adopted in foster care as opposed to family reunification. That's wrong. That was passed in 97. Then Clinton signed that into law. I just know how you keep a straight face. It certainly is not helping. It's certainly not helping. Now, besides, text me a message, you can also be a guest. And I had a guest last night from Hawaii, beautiful lady, Kiki. And she had a son, a special needs son too. And they're trying to railroad everything from her. Now, to be a guest on my live stream, all you have to do is email my show producer, grace@vincentwdavis.com. That's grace@vincentwdavis.com. And just tell her the day and the time you want. I have 14 to pick from. I want to be Bob's Sunday morning show, Bob's Friday night show, Bob's Wednesday morning show. Whatever day of the week or night or day, just tell her and she does the rest. She'll send you a link, and then you copy and paste, and you're on. And if you get knocked off, put the link back up again. You'll be on it in no time. No time. And there's certain rules you have to follow. I should explain to you about no smoking, no eating on the show, no profanity. We do not use the names of children, um, judges, or um, social workers. So that's to be a guest. And lastly, you can call in to my number. You can call and talk right away, 626-698-0990. And a lot of you have done. I was a lifeguard, ocean lifeguard. I started in LA County in 66, and then I went and was an ocean lifeguard in Virginia Beach, Virginia in 71, 72, and then an ocean lifeguard at Huntington Beach State from 73 to 83. Well, no, excuse me, 73 to 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, be to 1980. Anyway, that's what I was an ocean lifeguard. And hello, Marcia Mathers. Wow, is nobody here? No, nobody's here except me and Christina. That's okay. Where are you from, Marcia? And do you have a story to tell or a question to ask? If you want to call in, my number's up there, 626-698-0990. Love to have you talk, or if you have some questions, ask. The other number there, 888-888-6582, is my attorney. His picture is in the upper right-hand corner, Vincent W. Davis. He is 39 years fighting to get children back. He's one of the top in the country, and he once was a foster care himself. He's a trial attorney, and he does civil lawsuits, both in federal and state court after a case is finding. You're from Oglala, Florida. Yes, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Yes, yes, from 73 to 80, Huntington State Beach. Oglala, Florida. Well, Marcia, I'm so glad to meet you. And what is your case? Hey there, Felicia. This is Cruel, who's from Oxnard, California, and she's fighting her case in Ventura County. And she calls me uncle. She's been on here for a good year, as well as Christina Reynosa. And I'm glad to have both these two beautiful people as part of my room in here. Now, I have lots of topics I can talk about. I have my 5 rules that I've come up with I wish I had when I started with my CPS case. So I've come up with 5 rules. I've also have all kinds of topics you can talk about. All kinds of topics you can talk about. It's hard to believe Disneyland is 70 years old. I went there the first year. My goodness gracious, I was 5 years old when Disneyland opened. Wow. Long time ago. Well, we have a caller. Good evening and welcome to Bob Pace's live stream. Do you have a story to tell or a question to ask? Okay. Okay. But what they're trying, I bet they did, they tried to get you on neglect because you weren't providing an inhaler for each other. Yep, that's the allege there. Right. No, I'm not. That's something I've never heard before. What is it? Oh, homeschooling. I thought you said something. It's kind of hard at times to hear you because you are going in and out on your voice there, and so I wasn't getting all there. Now you're from a place called Ocala, Florida. How close is that to Jacksonville? I know, but how close is that to Jacksonville? Why was your case in Jacksonville and not in your own county? Yeah, you're right in the medical field. One moment, please, because I have several people that are texting in. I'm trying to keep up with them. Christina Renoza, I don't know what you're confused about, but Huntington Beach State is next to Newport Beach in California. Now, Cruel says, do you think Attorney Davis might advise me on the offload detainer case. I have the guest hearing on Monday. Yes, he will help you with that. Also, Kroll, you've talked on the show. Have you had a chance to talk to Mr. Davis? Because by people calling in, they get a free 15-minute private consultation. And Kroll says she's mainly focusing on figuring out what evidence and things like they have to do, bring and provide. I want to keep my mom's house, and I want my brother to pay up and make sure my mom's financial status is nothing but good standing and current so that I might carry on the most ethical and legal way possible. I agree with you. I agree, Christona, that Florida is a bad state. There was an Air Force um, airman that was murdered by a Gainesville sheriff. He answered the door and he shot 5 times in the chest. He died talking to his fiance on FaceTime. And the sheriff had the wrong place. He had domestic violence at some other place and, didn't know how to address somebody and just shot him 5 times. It's sad. So Florida I haven't heard anything say good things about Florida. Oh, you mean somebody like Donald Trump? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I live in right middle Silver Springs, Florida. It's they just call it the forest, and there's a lot of drug abuse and a lot of overdoses.
Well, how did they, when they said that see, what I'm confused about, if the incident happened in another place, why did that not place turn over your child to the CPS system and where you live? Okay.
Like probation from like a years old case, like 10 years ago, and I was doing really good. I thought, you know, I was making the right choices for my family.
Okay.
And trying to, it was in the middle of spring cleaning and COVID just started. Daddy, number 3 just left. I was in the house I didn't want to be in, but we were doing well. I, just got off probation. I was building businesses. I got like 11 stores online I'm making money with.
Okay.
I taught myself graphic design in front of the kids, so they were interested in it. And, we were on our way. And DCF got involved over off at night, and they delved into my past and the fact that I'm skinny and I have bad teeth. They lumped me in and wanted to start like drug testing me. Mind you, I just got out of probation after 10 years of clean test classes. You know what they put you through. I had like 4 years with DCF. I did so many parental, and I even had to take domestic violence. I had to take counseling, biopsychosocial, all that, even inpatient rehabilitation. I had to go to all the meetings, and I completed in every report that was clean. My kids had never seen abuse drugs. It wasn't even an allegation. DCF put it in there. Started saying after the third refused test that they counted as positive. Is that true? Because it says voluntary right there.
Well, here's the thing is, anytime drugs are involved in CPS, if they take the test and they use their own facilities, it's going to be bias. So anytime they want to question your ability on drugs, then go to your own medical insurance and get drug testing yourself. So you have something to look at if CPS has results that come back negative or come back positive.
Yeah, and then I try to just go straight to the left. There's no BS involved. I think there's just no.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I felt the thing that changed everything was and it presented. It was like and then in court, the guy said, you know, like but then it didn't do I neglected my child. I was drug user. I was skinny. Like they put that in the report, that word, and it was like charges on paper, it wasn't and they falsified those, but hasn't been guilty. So I did 3 years, but it just thought they weren't getting my right, and they kept threatening, and what to do, and to break water school. I
yeah.
trust them legally out. I wrote letters to the yeah, superintendent and everything, every child that we didn't handle their schedule, but this judgment is others that I was, curriculum and the schedule, but it was became less for kids, single mom, middle of COVID, old, housebound visiting, my health was down. My voice is kind of partially with the healthcare site, unfortunately. This is common out here too in the woods. But, like, your best soul, it doesn't take it's a voluntary and I was criminally charged. How things you
Oh, they do all the time, especially what really hurts is people that are brought up in foster care as a young child. They're going to keep those records and nail them again.
and
That's how they find you. That's how they find you.
now my oldest girl with someone else with they were don't like it. And then she found a camera in the bathroom. I was never even notified, nor have daycares not to me, or I had no business for 2 years. She's turned 18, and now she's away. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
for living friends, and it was.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Years later,
That's okay. Right.
um, and I saw another video somebody else did where it says they just took away her right under the guise of another here. And I thought you kind of had to go through some stuff for that. I haven't even got to present the fact that I had to refill her prescription the day before, and it never even escalated from that. You know, it was just this thing.
Right. 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 Well, that's not good. That's not good. Well, one thing I was hearing about the new director of FEMA, you know, uh, people don't have to be homeless. Um, if you have a home and it gets taken out by a hurricane or a fire or washed down a river, they can provide you a temporary home. There are thousands and thousands of RVs sitting collecting dust on the tarmac. There's thousands of mobile homes, trailers that are already equipped with a kitchen, all stuff, and they can get the National Guard to lift them up and put them on your garage apron. If you had a home and your home burned to the ground or washed away down the river, you should still have a footprint of where your slab was. And you can put your portable home there and do all the utilities since the utilities are brought there and hook them up. And you'd be fine while you're rebuilding your home. But they don't think about that.
Well, because they switched, switched the credit card out the bank thing, you know, and so I did my taxes for them. They owe me still $12,000.
Oh, that's bad. You should definitely collect on that plus interest.
I know, but give me my refund.
I agree. I agree.
And that would have saved my whole life, my whole family. Right
Right.
now, $5,000. I could pay first last deposit on a trailer and have my car back and insured. And I could roll over for DCF, take their stupid drug test out of my pocket, which they want me to do a color line. And it was never even alleged the truth. I got to send you these case plans.
Right. I'm trying to hold up my microphone on my phone close to my microphone on the computer so people can hear you. I don't know if you can increase your volume. Let me see if I can increase it here on my end. Okay. Well, I have it full volume, so hopefully people will be able to hear you. Is that better, Christina Reynosa? Can you hear her? Can you hear Marcia? So what can I do for you? What questions do you have? Well, they have to notify you if they're going to terminate your rights, but usually within the year they will terminate your rights.
Hey, my attorney did say, found out a lot about all that. Like, no one in my county that represents for us. I've talked to 3 other moms just in my little area right here within 2 miles that have lost their kids to the system. Now, during the 2 years, one child broke her arm. They've seen left left. I mean, my life is medical, everything has deteriorated, so I'm just pulling myself back up.
Okay.
I just don't know what motion.
Well, okay, the first thing you need to do is contact the court and find out the last bit of paperwork that they filed in the court. You give them your case number and your name, and they'll produce you a copy. If you can't afford one, then you could ask for your low income, ask for a copy for free. But you need that copy of the court document, then you got to read it and see what they put on there. And if they've not filed your termination of parental rights, you need to file a 300 motion, which alerts the judge that you have a question or something new in court. So they must have a hearing within 30 days. Yeah, it's a 388. It's different. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have said 300. It's 388. Let me look in Florida. Yeah, it's my fault here. Let me go ahead and what's the city in Florida? Marion County. Now, for all you guys listening, I told you how to research the internet. First, you want to be in Google. And then you want to put in the county or the city, followed by the state. And if you're from another country, then the United States, put in that one too. And then after that country, then put in the letter CPS. And then you want to ask your question. How do you file a 388? Okay.
And that's as far as I know. Request that motion paper. I don't know how I would fill it out or anything.
Okay, a 388 can be filed in Marion County, Florida. You file it in the correct court. It's usually the court where your child was, the case took place. And you file the 388. You complete the petition, but you got to make sure you serve not only the judge, you need to serve the attorneys for the plaintiff, which is the county, the CPS entity, and that's what you got to make sure that they're served also with that. And you fill it out and you request within 30 days, they're supposed to, what your request is to revisit or the talk about your case or whatever the new information you have that you're trying to prove to the judge with documents, actions, and substance that your child is in
Yeah.
need of services. Hmm. Understood. Understood. Well, you really should get an attorney, but you can't afford one, right? Or pro bono. I know it's hard to even find ones you do pay. But did you know that by talking to me on my show, you qualify for a free 15-minute private consultation with Mr. Davis? Hold on a second, okay? Hold on 1 second. Hello, this is Bob Pace with the live stream tonight. To whom am I speaking to? Hello? Yeah, who am I speaking to? Hi, Amber. Glad to meet you, Amber. Were you just listening to my show and calling in? Okay, good. Well, right now I'm talking to Marcia in Florida, so I need to finish her conversation. I'll get back to you, okay, Amber? Thank you. Okay, are you there, Marcia? Yeah, that was Amber from. Oh, she didn't tell me where she's from, but anyway, she wanted to talk too. She's talking to me before, but um, well, you can call back in again. Let me go ahead and take Amber. Okay, Marcia? Yeah. God bless to you. God bless to you. Yeah. Hello there, Amber. I'm back with you. Do you have a story to tell or a question to ask? Oh dear, I lost her. Well, we got about 2 minutes left of my show. Amber, if you hear me, you can call in. Here we go. Is that you, Amber? Oh, okay, good. I was trying to talk to you, and I got through with Marcia. We don't have much time left of the show. Is there something you need to ask? I start at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Where are you located? Where are you located? Okay, so you're 2 hours ahead of me. So 7, 8, 9 o'clock your time in the evenings, and then 12 o'clock in the mornings. Okay. So what is it you like to ask tonight? That sounds good, Amber. That sounds really good. All right, I'll talk to you again tomorrow night, Amber. Thank you. Bye bye. God bless. Okay, Amber's going to talk to me tomorrow night show, which is, sounds good. And I just got through talking to Marcia. Okay, we're now um, at 8 o'clock. It looks like my show is coming down to the end. I do want to thank Marcia. Marcia, if you hear me, I just sent you a text message. If you do hear me, Marcia, since you talked tonight, you can talk to Vincent Davis for free. All I need to know is your name, full name, your email, and your phone number. Text it to me. Text it to me, and I'll schedule a time with you and Mr. Davis. I'll write to my show producer. That's the first time I heard about that being imminent danger, a lack of inhaler. That's tough, Marcia. And Christina Reynosa, thank you for calling in and expressing the questions you asked. Hopefully you got all the answers you're looking for. And Cruel, I'm glad you talked to Vincent. I need to hear about it. You need to call in tomorrow and tell me all about it. Tell me all about it, Cruel. And I love that that you call in all the time and keep in touch. And who else did we have? Christina was from Las Vegas, Nevada. And Cruel is from Ventura, California. And then Frazad, wow, they were taking their children as you were talking. They're demon parasites. Well, how come you allowed them in their home? If you've been listening to my show, my rule number 3, don't open the door to CPS or police. Do not let them take your child. They need to have a warrant. They need to have a warrant. Somehow, Frazad, I missed. I don't know where you're at, but it says, well, it's so long here. I'm going to read it up here. Maybe I can see better here. It says the judicial branch and demand for restoration of custodial rights filed by Fazat Mavai, Civil Code, United States, North Texas, Northern District of California. The scroll stands as unified declaration of facts and laws of full demand in the manner of unlawful seizure by natural hairs carried out by agents of Child Protective Service and the Rahab Park Police Department. Color of law. It includes certified exhibits. Wow, that's pretty impressive. That's pretty impressive. So you're from Northern California. So let me go ahead and I'm trying to sign off my show and people are still talking to me. I don't want anybody left in the dark. I don't want anybody left in the dark. Okay. I want to thank you all. And Marcia, who did the phone call in, and Amber, you two there, and the rest of you, thank you. God bless for you. Please keep fighting for your children. Do not give up. Now, there'll be a brief message from my attorney, Vincent Davis. Please listen to the message. And I'll say good night and God bless. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.